That question matters more after 60 than at any other time in your life, because your body is not the same body you had at 40. Metabolism slows, muscles respond differently. Medications become part of daily life. And the foods you eat can either quietly support your strength or slowly undermine it. You've probably heard it your whole life: eat more fruit. Sounds simple. But here's the truth most people never tell you. Not all fruit helps an aging body. Some fruits, especially for men over 60, can spike blood sugar, interfere with medications, or strain digestion without you even realizing it. Let's talk honestly. First, grapefruit. It looks healthy. It tastes fresh. But grapefruit can interfere with many common medications, including those for blood pressure, cholesterol, and heart health. It changes how your liver processes drugs, sometimes making them too strong, sometimes making them ineffective. That's not nutrition. That's risk. If you're taking daily medication, grapefruit is not your friend. Next, dried fruit. Raisins, dried mango, dried pineapple. They seem harmless, even wholesome. But drying fruit concentrates sugar and removes water. What was once a balanced snack becomes a sugar bomb. For men over 60, that rapid sugar hit can stress insulin response, increase inflammation, and feed belly fat. One small handful can equal several pieces of fresh fruit, minus the fullness. Third, canned fruit packed in syrup. This is fruit swimming in sugar water. The fiber is reduced, the vitamins are weakened, and the added sugars work against heart health and stable energy. Your body doesn't need extra sweetness disguised as nutrition. And finally, fruit juice. Even 100% juice. Juice removes fiber, the very thing that slows sugar absorption and protects your gut. What's left is liquid sugar that spikes blood glucose fast. Your teeth, your waistline, and your energy levels all pay the price. Now here's the good news. You don't need to give up fruit. You just need to choose wisely. Let's start with berries: blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. These are some of the most powerful foods you can eat at any age, especially after 60. They're low in sugar, high in fiber, and packed with antioxidants that support brain health and reduce inflammation. Many longevity researchers point to berries as a daily habit of people who age well. Next, apples. Simple, affordable, powerful. Apples support digestion, help regulate blood sugar, and provide soluble fiber that feeds good gut bacteria. There's a reason apples appear again and again in classic health books and modern research alike. They work with your body, not against it. Third, avocados. Yes, they're fruit, and they're loaded with healthy fats that support heart health, hormone balance, and joint function. Unlike sugary fruits, avocados stabilize energy instead of spiking it. For aging men, healthy fats are essential for strength and mental clarity. And finally, kiwi. Small fruit, big benefits. Kiwi supports digestion, immune function, and even sleep quality. It's gentle on blood sugar and rich in vitamin C, which becomes more important as recovery slows with age. Here's the deeper point. Aging well isn't about eating perfectly. It's about making fewer mistakes repeatedly. The wrong fruit every day adds up. The right fruit every day builds resilience. In books about long life and strong aging, the message is consistent. Small choices, done consistently, shape how you feel in your 60 seconds, 70 seconds, and beyond. You don't need extreme diets. You need awareness. So the next time you reach for fruit, pause. Ask yourself, is this feeding my strength or just my habits? Because food after 60 isn't just fuel, it's information. And the message you send your body today determines how well it carries you tomorrow. Think for a moment about how many pills you may take each day. Blood pressure medication, cholesterol medication, maybe something for the heart, the prostate, or blood sugar. Now ask yourself this: do you really know how the foods you eat interact with those medications? Most men don't. And that's where the danger quietly lives. After 60, your liver and kidneys don't process substances as efficiently as they once did. That means anything you swallow, medicine or food, stays in your system longer and has a stronger effect. Certain fruits, which seem innocent on the surface, can change how your body absorbs and breaks down medication. Grapefruit is the most well-known example, but it's not the only issue. When grapefruit interferes with enzymes in the liver, medication can build up to unsafe levels in the bloodstream. The pill you took to protect your heart can suddenly strain it instead. Blood sugar is another silent factor. As men age, insulin sensitivity often decreases. That means your body has a harder time handling sudden sugar loads. Fruits that release sugar quickly, like fruit juice, dried fruit, or overly ripe tropical fruits, can cause rapid spikes and crashes. You may feel tired, foggy, irritable, or hungry again soon after eating. Over time, these repeated spikes increase inflammation and raise the risk of type 2 diabetes, even in men who eat healthy. This is why simply saying fruit is good for you is outdated advice. Context matters. Timing matters. Your personal health history matters. A banana blended into a smoothie with no fiber buffer is not the same as eating a handful of berries with breakfast. One works with your metabolism, the other stresses it. Many older men wonder why they're doing everything right, but still feel drained or unfocused. Often, it's not what they're eating. It's how those foods interact with an aging body and daily medication. Real health after 60 comes from understanding cause and effect. Food is not neutral. It either supports your treatment plan or quietly fights against it. Once you understand that, you stop eating on autopilot and start eating with intention. And that shift alone can change how strong, clear, and steady you feel every single day. One of the biggest mistakes men make after 60 is assuming their digestion works the same way it always has. It doesn't. Aging changes the stomach, the gut, and the way nutrients are absorbed. Stomach acid tends to decrease. Gut bacteria shift. Muscle mass declines, and with it, metabolic efficiency. These changes are gradual, so you may not notice them right away, but their impact shows up in energy levels, weight gain, and overall resilience. When digestion slows, foods that were once easy to handle can start causing problems. Fruits that are very high in natural sugars or low in fiber can ferment more easily in the gut. That leads to bloating, gas, discomfort, and inflammation. Over time, this irritation can affect how well your body absorbs key nutrients like magnesium, B vitamins, and iron. Nutrients that are critical for muscle strength, nerve function, and mental clarity. Metabolism also shifts with age. Your body burns fewer calories at rest, and muscle tissue, which helps regulate blood sugar, naturally declines unless actively maintained. When high-sugar fruits are eaten regularly, especially on an empty stomach, they can overwhelm this slower system. Blood sugar rises quickly, insulin works harder, and excess glucose is more likely to be stored as fat, particularly around the abdomen. That belly fat isn't just cosmetic, it increases the risk of heart disease, joint strain, and hormonal imbalance. This is why fruit choices matter more now than they did in midlife. A bowl of canned fruit or a large glass of juice might feel light, but inside the body it creates stress. You may notice fatigue after meals, stronger cravings later in the day, or trouble maintaining a healthy weight despite eating clean. On the other hand, fruits that contain more fiber, water, and supportive nutrients work with an aging digestive system instead of against it. They slow sugar absorption, feed healthy gut bacteria, and help you feel satisfied without overeating. They also reduce inflammation, which is a key driver of aging-related weakness and disease. Healthy aging isn't about restriction. It's about alignment. When your food choices match the reality of your body's current needs, everything becomes easier. Digestion improves, energy stabilizes, and your body stops fighting itself. Understanding how aging changes digestion and metabolism gives you back control, allowing simple adjustments to deliver powerful long-term benefits. Many men are surprised to learn that some of the fruits they've trusted for decades may no longer serve them well after 60. Not because fruit is bad, but because the body's tolerance changes. What once felt light and energizing can now quietly create imbalance. Take grapefruit again as a clear example. Beyond medication interactions, grapefruit is highly acidic. For older men, this acidity can irritate the stomach lining, worsen acid reflux, and disrupt digestion. When digestion is compromised, nutrient absorption suffers, and T-HAT affects everything from bone strength to immune defense. A food that causes daily irritation, even mildly, is not a health food anymore. Then there's fruit juice. Orange juice in the morning has been marketed as healthy for generations. But without fiber, juice floods the bloodstream with sugar in minutes. For men over 60, this rapid rise in blood glucose forces the body to work harder to regain balance. Over time, this repeated stress contributes to fatigue, insulin resistance, and weight gain. Juice doesn't make you chew, doesn't fill you up, and doesn't slow absorption. It bypasses the body's natural brakes. Dried fruit is another common trap. Raisins, dates, dried figs, they're small, portable, and easy to overeat. Drying removes water but leaves sugar behind, meaning a few bites deliver a concentrated dose of glucose. For an aging metabolism, this is like pouring fuel onto a smoldering fire. Blood sugar spikes, cravings increase, and inflammation quietly builds. Many men snack on dried fruit thinking they're being disciplined while their bodies struggle to keep up. Finally, canned fruit in syrup. This is fruit stripped of much of its natural benefit and soaked in added sugar. The fiber is often reduced, vitamins degrade during processing, and the syrup works directly against heart health. Regular consumption contributes to higher triglycerides and increased abdominal fat, two major risk factors for cardiovascular disease in older men. The common thread here is not fruit itself, but processing and sugar concentration. These fruits demand more from a body that now has less margin for error. They don't offer enough fiber or stability or protective nutrients to justify the strain they place on blood sugar and digestion. Avoiding these fruits doesn't mean deprivation. It means choosing options that respect where your body is now, not where it used to be. Why? Stop feeding stress and start feeding balance. The difference shows up quickly in energy, clarity, and long-term health. Now let's talk about what truly works for the aging male body, because the goal isn't at fear or restriction. It's strength, clarity, and independence. The right fruits don't just avoid harm, they actively help your body function better after 60. Berries are a powerful starting point. Blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries are low in sugar, but high in fiber and antioxidants. These antioxidants help combat oxidative stress, one of the main drivers of aging. For the brain especially, berries are associated with better memory and slower cognitive decline. They also support blood vessel health, improving circulation and reducing strain on the heart. A small bowl goes a long way, delivering protection without overwhelming your system. Apples are another quiet hero. They digest slowly thanks to their soluble fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar and support gut health. That fiber feeds beneficial bacteria in the gut, which in turn supports immunity and reduces inflammation. Apples also encourage chewing, which aids digestion and signals fullness to the brain. Something as simple as an apple can help prevent overeating and stabilize energy throughout the day. Avocados stand apart from most fruits because they are rich in healthy fats rather than sugar. These fats support hormone balance, joint lubrication, and heart health. For men over 60, healthy fats help maintain muscle mass and support mental clarity. Avocados also help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins from other foods, multiplying their benefit. They satisfy deeply, reducing cravings and supporting steady energy. Then there's kiwi, small but remarkably effective. Kiwi supports digestion by aiding protein breakdown, making meals easier on the stomach. It's rich in vitamin C, which supports immune health and tissue repair, both critical as recovery slows with age. Kiwi is also linked to better sleep quality, something many older men struggle with. What these fruits share is balance. They don't shock the system. They work with slower digestion, reduced insulin sensitivity, and the body's need for repair and protection. They provide fiber, water, and nutrients in proportions your body can actually use. Choosing these fruits regularly isn't about chasing youth. It's about preserving capability. When you give your body the right tools, it responds, often faster than you expect. Strength feels more accessible, energy steadies, and confidence grows from knowing you're supporting your health instead of fighting it. Most people believe that aging well requires dramatic changes, strict diets, intense routines, or giving up everything they enjoy, but the truth is far quieter and far more powerful. Long-term health is shaped by small choices repeated consistently, and fruit, something many men barely think about, is one of those daily choices that quietly compounds over time. When you eat the wrong fruit every day, the damage doesn't feel dramatic. it shows up slowly. A little more fatigue in the afternoon, a little more weight around the waist, slightly higher blood sugar at your next checkup. These changes are easy to ignore because they don't hurt right away. But over years, they erode strength, mobility, and confidence. The same is true in the opposite direction. One smart swap, berries instead of juice and apple instead of dried fruit, seems small in the moment. But the body notices, blood sugar stabilizes, inflammation eases, digestion becomes more predictable, energy becomes steadier. Over weeks and months, these benefits stack. What matters most after 60 is reducing strain on the body. You no longer have the same recovery buffer you once did. That doesn't mean you're fragile. It means efficiency matters. The body thrives when it isn't constantly correcting spikes, crashes, and irritations. The right foods create calm inside the system, allowing repair and maintenance to happen naturally. This is how independence is preserved. Stable blood sugar supports clear thinking and balance. Reduced inflammation protects joints and muscles. Better digestion improves nutrient absorption, which fuels strength. These outcomes don't come from perfection. They come from consistency. Many books on longevity and healthy aging emphasize this same principle. The people who age best aren't extreme. They are steady. They remove obvious stressors and replace them with supportive habits. Over time, their bodies respond with resilience. So don't underestimate the power of a simple decision at the grocery store or breakfast table. You're not just choosing fruit. You're choosing how much work your body has to do today. When you choose wisely, you free your body to focus on what truly matters, keeping you strong, capable, and engaged in the life you want to keep living.